Hi friends, in 2021 I released Woke the Movie, which was my attempt to link numerous internet conspiracies into a shared universe, kinda like the MCU. The film explores many strange topics lurking just under the surface of acceptable reality. However, the smoking gun evidence that at least some of this might be true might be found in a place where you would least expect it. Centuries after its official discovery, the continent of Antarctica has basically just sat there, with the public at large paying very little interest. However, for anybody willing to look past the official history of Antarctica, you'll find a steady trickle of strange legend and physically documentable evidence that makes Antarctica the prime candidate as a catalyst for widespread disclosure. Since the early 2000s, rumors of something big going on in Antarctica have been bubbling up on internet chat rooms and forums, something that believers say is big enough to attract interest among notable names of the world elite. Just days after the heads of the Roman Catholic and Russian Orthodox churches met for the very first time in 1,000 years, Patriarch Kirill of the Russian Orthodox Church went to Antarctica. Officially, it was to bless the land. Even more odd, Secretary of State John Kerry visited Antarctica on the day of the 2016 elections, on arguably the most important day ever for his party. There's also speculation that Obama visited during his trip to Argentina, and many others secretly visited during Nelson Mandela's funeral. Trump sent Newt Gingrich. Prince Harry visited in a PR event for wounded vets. There's also the King and Queen of Spain. Putin expressed an interest in going a number of times. 33rd Degree Mason and Second Man on the Moon Buzz Aldrin visited, where he had to be medically evac'd after suffering heart issues. But it's not just high-profile figures. Since the mid-2000s, several very large corporations have also drastically increased their interest and investment in the continent, even posting several new job openings for engineers, food, and energy suppliers. However, many conspiracy theorists believe that there was something fishy behind these sudden visits when the fitness app Strava revealed a heat map of their users' activity based on GPS. An unusually high amount of activity was reported at what would normally be empty and remote locations on the continent. Why would this be? Is there something more that meets the eye going on here? But strange stories coming from the continent are nothing new. Many believe that the Nazis installed secret submarine bases under the ice when they laid claims to large swaths of land just prior to World War II, and moved many of their secret projects there just before Germany fell.
There are large tunnels underneath the water all around Antarctica where the Germans had been taking facilities from Germany to Antarctica, the facilities in Antarctica.
And while hard proof of this is hard to come by, many such believers point to the time that the United States military actually launched an invasion of Antarctica in 1946-47, a year or so after the war ended. Although the mission's stated goal was to establish a research base, what was launched was nothing short of a small invasion armada, a fleet with over 4,700 heavily armed servicemen and an aircraft carrier with over 30 planes. A bit of overkill just to establish a research station, right? Although the operation failed to reach its objectives, citing bad weather, many believers in the conspiracy claim that the US military actually retreated after suffering huge losses, after being attacked with advanced technology that the Nazis were developing.
Every aircraft we had were eliminated in about 20 minutes. Those ships and all those personnel were sunk. So Admiral Byrd and Admiral Nimitz, with the tail between their legs, took off back to the United States as fast as they could go.
According to conspiracy lore, deals were eventually cut and hostilities cooled as more and more Nazi scientists and intelligence operatives were given key US government positions under Operation Paperclip. Today, much of the continent is under control of the US and Russian militaries, and access is pretty much denied to anyone without military authorization. This includes its airspace to all commercial craft. Even the lucky few who have been given permission to explore the continent recreationally are required to stay in predetermined boundaries, and there have even been claims that some cross-country hikers and skiers have been intercepted at gunpoint for venturing off course. Perhaps they don't want unauthorized visitors to see the many, many strange formations that no doubt litter the ice. Although touted to be a barren land never inhabited by man, there are many cases of intelligent design popping up all over the place. These are especially apparent on Google Earth, where they actually went out of their way to censor random landscape features. And these aren't just stitching errors. Someone clearly had to single out these areas and manually obscure them. Even this one, which looked like a 200-foot wide opening in the earth, before it was eventually blurred out. And who knows how many of these mysterious structures will remain visible until they too are censored before our eyes. Perhaps this will be the next to go, a strange metallic-looking dome covering an opening that goes deep into the earth, with no roads and no other signs of habitation nearby. What the fuck could this thing be? And just what are these signals being shot to and from Antarctica that were picked up by satellites measuring global microwave radiation? It almost looks like some form of microwave warfare. The information coming out of Antarctica is in fact so obvious and so clear that it can't be covered up forever. Sounds pretty crazy, huh? Well, I bet you have no idea how deep this goes. Please subscribe if you wish to continue this journey, or better yet, watch Woke the Movie out now. Thanks for watching.